Hello everyone, welcome back to the Keneal Murray podcast. In this video I will be discussing imperfections and the power of resilience, and how we should give ourselves grace even in the face of setbacks or failure. So let's get right into it. Have you ever wondered why some people bounce back from adversity while others crumble under pressure? Well, the secret sauce is something we call resilience. Resilience in its simplest form is the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt well to change, and keep going in the face of adversity. It's the art of bouncing back, the science of rising from the ashes. It's like a rubber band. No matter how far it's stretched or pulled, it always has the strength to revert back to its original form. Now, why is resilience important? Imagine sailing on the vast ocean of life. Waves symbolizing challenges and hardships are inevitable. They might be small ripples or towering tsunamis. But with resilience as your sturdy ship, you can navigate through these rough waters. It doesn't mean you won't get wet, you might even capsize. But resilience ensures you don't drown. It helps you get back on board, dry off, and keep sailing. Resilience is more than survival. It's about thriving. It's about harnessing the power of adversity to forge a stronger, more robust self. It's about using the crucible of challenges to refine your character and emerge as a better version of yourself. Resilience is not the absence of failure, but the presence of courage. It acknowledges that falling is part of the journey. It's not about avoiding the fall, but learning how to land, how to minimize the damage, and how to get up again. It's about understanding that every setback is a setup for an even greater comeback. Resilience is not just about enduring the storm, but learning to dance in the rain. It's about finding the silver lining in every cloud, the opportunity in every difficulty. It's about knowing that the darkest hour is just before the dawn, and that after every winter comes spring. Indeed, resilience is not about avoiding failure, but learning to thrive amidst it. But what happens when we strive for perfection and fail to achieve it? Does it make us less resilient? Let's take a moment to consider the concept of human imperfection. You see, we are all perfectly imperfect, each with our own unique set of flaws, quirks, and idiosyncrasies. These imperfections are what make us human, they are what make us real. However, in a society that often idolizes perfection, it's all too easy to get caught up in the relentless pursuit of it. We chase after flawless performances, perfect bodies, spotless reputations, and unblemished records. But what happens when we fall short of these lofty ideals? More often than not, it leads to stress, anxiety, and a host of other negative outcomes. The quest for perfection can set us up for failure. It can trap us in a cycle of constantly striving and never arriving. It can make us feel inadequate and unworthy. It can rob us of joy and make us forget the value of the journey. But here's the thing, perfection is an illusion, a mirage in the desert of life. It's unattainable because it doesn't exist. We are human beings, not human doings. We are not meant to be perfect, we are meant to be whole. So, instead of chasing after perfection, let's embrace our imperfections. Let's see them not as flaws to be eradicated, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Let's remember that it's okay to make mistakes, to have bad days, to be less than perfect. Because it's in these moments of imperfection that we learn the most about ourselves and about life. By acknowledging and accepting our flaws, we can learn to navigate life with more grace, compassion, and resilience. We can learn to bounce back from adversity, to persevere in the face of challenges, and to grow from our experiences. So, next time you find yourself striving for perfection, remember this. It's not about being perfect, it's about being human. It's about embracing our imperfections, learning from our mistakes, and growing from our experiences. Remember, it is in our imperfections that our true strength lies. Now, imagine a world with resilient individuals who embrace their imperfections. What would it look like? Imagine, for a moment, Thomas Edison. Most of us know him as the inventor of the light bulb. But did you know he made over 1,000 unsuccessful attempts before he finally saw the light? His resilience, his unwavering determination, even in the face of failure after failure, is what ultimately led to his success. And yet, he was dyslexic, a condition often perceived as an imperfection. But he didn't let that stop him. Instead, he used it as a stepping stone to greatness. Then there's J.K. Rowling, the author of the beloved Harry Potter series. She was a single mother on welfare, suffering from depression, and her manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers. But she didn't give up. She persevered, she held on to her dreams, and she became one of the most successful authors of our time. Her imperfections, her hardships, they didn't define her, they fueled her. And let's not forget about the everyday individuals, the unsung heroes who demonstrate resilience in the face of adversity. like the single mother working 2 jobs to put her kids through school, or the immigrant who arrives in a new country with nothing but the clothes on his back and a dream, or the cancer survivor who, despite the odds, fights on with an indomitable spirit. These individuals, they all have something in common. They all face adversities, they all have their share of imperfections, and yet they rise, they persist, they overcome. They show us that it's not about what knocks you down but about how you get back up. They show us that resilience is not about never failing but about never giving up. So what would a world with resilient individuals who embrace their imperfections look like? It would look like a world of strength, of courage, of determination. A world where failure is not the end but a stepping stone to success. A world where imperfections are not flaws but reminders of our shared humanity. These stories are a testament to the power of resilience and the beauty of human imperfection. So, how can we cultivate this resilience in our lives? Resilience, much like a muscle, requires exercise and practice to grow stronger. And there are a variety of strategies we can employ to help build this mental fortitude. Firstly, maintaining a positive outlook is crucial. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges we face, but rather recognizing them and choosing to focus on the silver linings. It's about understanding that every cloud has a silver lining and every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. So the next time you're faced with a challenge, instead of dwelling on the negatives, try to identify the positives. This simple shift in perspective can make a world of difference. Next, practice self-compassion. It's easy to be our own harshest critic, but this often does more harm than good. Instead, we should strive to be kind to ourselves, to treat ourselves with the same compassion and understanding we would extend to a close friend. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to be imperfect. These are the moments that make us human, and they're essential to our growth and development. Lastly, embrace failures as learning opportunities. This may seem counterintuitive, but in reality, failure is one of the most effective teachers we have. It provides us with invaluable insights into what doesn't work, allowing us to adjust our approach and try again. So rather than fearing failure, we should welcome it, because each failure brings us one step closer to success. In essence, cultivating resilience is all about perspective. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities, treating ourselves with kindness, and embracing failure as a stepping stone toward success. But remember, resilience is not built in a day. It requires consistent effort, patience, and practice. Cultivating resilience is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey of growth and self-discovery. So let's start this journey today, and let's do it together, because together we can overcome anything. And how can we learn to embrace our imperfections, you might wonder? Well, it starts with a fundamental shift in perception. You see, imperfection is not a bug, it's a feature. It's the very thing that makes us human, unique, and interesting. The first step towards embracing our imperfections is by practicing self-love. Yes, it may sound like a cliché, but that doesn't make it any less true. It's about acknowledging that we are a work in progress and that it's okay to make mistakes, to not know everything, to be a little flawed. It's about saying, I am enough, and truly believing it. Because when we love ourselves, we give ourselves the freedom to make mistakes, to learn, and to grow. Next, let's talk about letting go of unrealistic standards. We often hold ourselves to an impossible ideal, whether it's in our careers, our relationships, or our personal lives. But the truth is, nobody is perfect. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. So rather than striving for an unattainable perfection, let's strive for progress. Let's focus on becoming a better version of ourselves, one day at a time. Finally, let's celebrate our unique traits and abilities. Each one of us is a unique blend of talents, passions, and quirks. And it's these very traits and abilities that make us who we are. So rather than hiding our quirks or wishing we were different, let's embrace them. Let's celebrate our uniqueness and the richness it brings to our lives and to the lives of those around us. Remember, it's our imperfections that make us real. They add color to our lives, they make us relatable, they make us human. And when we learn to love and accept them, they can even become our greatest strengths. When we learn to embrace our imperfections, we not only become more resilient, but also more authentic and happier. Because at the end of the day, life isn't about being perfect. It's about being perfectly imperfect, just as we are. So, what have we learned today? As we navigated the terrains of resilience and human imperfection, we've unearthed some profound insights. We've discovered that resilience, that tenacious spirit that keeps us moving forward, is an invaluable tool in the face of adversity. It's not about evading life's storms, but rather, it's about learning how to dance in the rain. We've met individuals who've embodied this spirit, their stories echoing the power of resilience. Each of them, in their own unique way, has shown us that resilience is not just about surviving, but it's about thriving. It's about transforming life's trials into stepping stones for growth. But we've also confronted the reality of our imperfections. We've recognized that perfection is not only unattainable, but it's also an illusion, and it's in this recognition that we find freedom. Freedom to be ourselves, freedom to make mistakes, and freedom to grow. We've also explored practical ways to cultivate resilience. We've learned that it's not something that just happens to us, but it's a skill that we can actively cultivate. Through self-compassion, mindfulness, and positive relationships, we can strengthen our resilience muscle. And we've learned to embrace our imperfections. We've discovered that our imperfections are not flaws to be hidden, but unique facets of our identity to be celebrated. They make us who we are, and they are the source of our unique strengths and abilities. So as we conclude our journey, let's carry these insights with us. Let's strive to be resilient, not just when life is smooth sailing, but especially when the seas are rough. Let's embrace our imperfections, not as defects, but as distinctive features that make us uniquely human. Remember, resilience is not about avoiding failure, but about thriving amidst it. And embracing our imperfections is not about settling for less, but about celebrating our unique strengths and abilities. Thank you for joining us today on this enlightening journey through resilience and imperfection. Your time and attention, as always, are greatly appreciated. We hope that you've found value in our discussions, that you've been inspired, and that you'll carry these insights with you in your daily life. Remember, it's in those moments of adversity that we truly discover our resilience, and it's in embracing our imperfections that we truly celebrate our unique selves. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, your family, anyone who you think could benefit from this message. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We've got a lot more insightful discussions and thought-provoking content lined up for you. So stay tuned to the Keneal Murray Podcast. Until next time, remember to keep embracing your imperfections, keep building your resilience, and above all, keep striving to be the best version of you. Thank you.